Welcome and welcome back. Welcome to Seek to See podcast. I think I'm gonna rename this just to something else. I don't know what I'm gonna rename it. Y'all give me a name. I'm gonna rename it. Cause this is not like a podcast. This is more like commentary. I don't know. Just talking. But I am gonna rename it though. Anywho, hello. How are you? Hope you all are doing well. Today is Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. It is like around 1:36 p.m. here in Southern Georgia. It's 76 degrees and it's really nice outside, as you can see. It's beautiful out there. So welcome and welcome back. Let me tell y'all, this is for the girls. Okay, the girls. Baby, it's gonna be summertime out there, y'all. I hope y'all are working out, because I'm trying to work out now. I hope y'all are working out and trying to get look, you don't have to be like skinny or whatever. Just, knock out for a couple, you know what I'm saying? So you can fit a little better in them sundresses, baby. And we gonna get out here. We're going outside. We're going outside this summer. Okay, the spring and summer, we're going outside. We're going to have a good time. And we're going to do what we do. Okay? So, yes, it's getting warmer here. I don't know what the weather is where you all are at. But it's getting warm, honey. And we're going outside. And especially if you want to meet somebody, you got to get outside, y'all. You got to go outside. You have to actually go outdoors to meet somebody. If you just go to work, come home, or go to work, go to the grocery store, post office, whatever, and then come home, you're never going to meet anyone. So you got to go outside. So that's one thing. Got to get outside. But I can't wait to get outside. Baby, honey. Because I'm going to be out there. Baby, it's sundress on. Wig looking real nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going to be... I'm going outside. Y'all just don't know I'm going outdoors, okay? But got my lipstick all over my cup. But first thing I wanted to talk about was Donald Trump. And I hate to talk about this guy, but he's affecting our lives to a degree. I feel like this is a president that has done a lot. He's making I've never seen a president since I've been alive who has made so many drastic changes in so little time. And I'm not talking about baby changes. I'm not talking about baby steps. He's coming in and he has shut down the whole Department of Education. Come on. Who has done that ever in the history of all presidents since we had the Department of Education? Number two, he's changing the way people can use food stamps. You can't go to the store and just get a bunch of junk food. That ain't happening no more. You're getting food assistance, baby, you're gonna spend that money correctly. You don't have, and I feel like what he's saying, and this is just my opinion, I feel like what this administration is saying is that if we're going to foot the bill to feed you, you're going to eat correctly. Now, if you're feeding yourself, we don't have any say-so in that. But if we're footing the bill to feed you, you're not going to go out here and buy all this junk food, and on our dime, you get diabetes, heart problems, whatever it may be, high blood pressure, whatever it may be, not on our dime, not off of what we're providing for you for healthy food, not snacks and energy drinks, and no, none of that. So we're buying your food and we're feeding you. You're gonna eat. We're gonna feed you correctly, and you're gonna buy the right food. Is that a bad thing? Well, some would say yes. I mean, I like I said before, I feel like there's nothing wrong for a child who don't have much, to be able to get a Snickers, a bag of chips. I'm eating some corn chips now for a snack. I mean, but I do have healthy alternatives sitting here too. See what I'm saying? So I don't think it's wrong for a child to be able to have that don't have much, to have a Snickers, to have a Kit Kat, to have a bag of chips, to drink a soda. I don't think that should be taken away from them. But I do understand, because here's the reality. If it's like this, if a person came to me and said, Shonda, I need $500 a month from you on a regular basis. Can you let me have $500 a month on a regular basis until I get on my feet? First of all, I'm gonna need to know why. And I'm gonna need to know what you're doing with that $500. What's popping? What's popping? So when someone else is feeding you and taking care of you and providing for your needs, you kind of don't have a say-so in anything. You don't. And that's what people don't understand. When you give a person the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you as well. You understand that? So I'm not talking about people who are disabled. I'm not talking about people who are not able to work and do what they need to do. I'm talking about people who go and they get these benefits every single month and they're doing nothing, absolutely nothing. You don't have the liberty to cry about how money is spent and what they want you to spend it on when you didn't earn it. It's just the way it is. And Trump is basically saying, his administration is basically saying, if you don't like what the parameters we put on these food stamps, then don't get them. Don't get them. Can you be mad at them? You can't. Because you're on someone else's dime. Whenever you're on someone else's dime, they have the right to tell you what you can and cannot do when you are on someone else's dime. Yeah. So I think a lot of people are up in arms about the whole food stamp thing. I heard that he's making changes. He was supposed to make some changes to Social Security, but I don't think he's doing that yet, or if he'll ever. He's making some other changes. I can't remember, but I know the two biggest things was the Department of Education and food stamps. Oh, Section 8 is another one. Public housing, Section 8 is another one. You have, well, my mom was telling me, and don't quote me on this because I do have to look it up. I have to research it myself. But I was told that now people only have 3 years to figure it out. You go into public housing or Section 8, you have 3 years to figure it out. And then you have to get off. You have to pay market rent after 3 years. Do I think that should be suffice? That should suffice? Yes, I do think so. Because I've known people. I personally know people who get on public housing in Section 8 and they stay on it for years. I mean, it was one lady I knew. She stayed on public housing Section 8 for her whole entire adult life. She kept having child after child. Then she started adopting kids just to keep her housing. And to me, that's insane. And she didn't even adopt kids. She's just taking kids in just so she can keep her housing. Let me tell you something. You automatically know when someone is not for the right thing when they want to come and get your children. And you're like, man, why you, or even when they have all these kids and you're wondering like, why do you go around here just taking folks' kids, or you just bringing other people's kids into your home and you want to keep them and all that? That's because they're getting money. They're getting some type of assistance. Let me tell you. And most of the time that's what it is. This lady I know, that's what she did. She just wanted to make sure she kept her housing and some type of assistance. Now, I know I'm kind of going off on another end of here. When a person has a child that's not theirs and they're taking care of that child, if they're not getting any government assistance, no help from anyone at all, baby, they're only doing that out of pure love. They're taking care of that child for pure love. Pure indeed love. Because it's hard to get assistance now. It is hard. I know here in Georgia, when I first moved here, and I had to, it was a crazy situation with my kid's father, and I had to go pick up my sons. Now, I was by myself. I'm chilling, honey. I'm a whole bachelorette out here, baby. I'm living my best life. And it was something crazy was going on, and I had to go pick up my sons. At that time, they were like 15 and 7, I believe it was. And then I had to turn around and go get my granddaughter again. So that meant I went from being a single person, not necessarily single, but physically single, to having 3 kids all at one time. All at one time. Now, I was okay. What I had coming in was cool. It sufficed, you know. But let me tell you, when I went to apply to get food stamps, because you got to remember, I went from being a single person to having 3 kids dropped on me. 3 kids. Now, yes, they're my own flesh and blood. And I'm going to feed them regardless. We gonna eat. Oh, we going to eat. But I'm like, man, so this lady, she told me, she said, she said, apply for food stamps and see if you can get them. She said, they're not only give you no cash assistance, but apply for food stamps. And I did. And do you not know? They do a phone interview now. You don't go into no building and they do a phone interview. And the lady calls me on the phone and she tells me, you know, I gave out my income. I gave out all my income. I didn't try to sugarcoat or caramelize anything. I gave her my full income, everything. And you know, she told me, and this lady had nerve to have an attitude. She was mad. She said, honey, I don't know where you come from, but baby, we cannot give you anything off of your income at this time. You don't qualify for anything. As a matter of fact, you make more than me, and I work a full-time job. I said, oh, okay. I felt bad. You know, she made me feel like I was trying to get over on the system, but I wasn't. I got 3 kids that I have 3 kids in my home now. So my income is everything's changing. And remind you, these kids, when I went and got my sons from my ex, they didn't hardly have anything because he wasn't taking care of them like he should have. And my granddaughter either. So I'm buying more food. I'm buying clothes, shoes, uniforms. Everything. My life completely changed. And you not know this lady, honey, she was like, according to your income, you don't qualify for food stamps. And as a matter of fact, you make more money than me, and I work a full-time job. I was like, dang, lady, is it? You act like you act like I'm taking them out your pocket. Ciao. This is what happened. So I can see where I can empathize with people who actually need the food stamps. Because in my case, I didn't need them forever. I just needed them for a couple months just to get my food supply up for these kids. You know what I'm saying? But then you got these other people who go up in there, and these immigrants too, that go up in there, they got like 5 and 6 kids or whatever, and they got money. And they get the whole buffet, the whole kit and caboodle. But when it came to a woman like myself, you don't qualify. So I get it. I get it. I get it. I really do get it. I get it on both ends. So I understand people may not like the things that he's doing, and I don't know the man personally. I just know what he said in public, and all that stuff, and also people's opinions, they're gonna form their opinions about this man. But I have to be honest, and I'm not even a Trump supporter. I'm not, by far. But he's making changes that will make people get off their behind and get something done. And I have to give him propers where propers is due. Because I'm sitting here like, dang, if I'm a person who I just received 3 kids that I didn't know I was going to receive at the last minute, y'all couldn't even help me out with temporary food, just temporary? I wasn't even asking for a whole bunch, just temporary. Whereas they give it to these immigrants, these people over here that they have no ID, no nothing, they just go up in there and just apply for it just because they come from another country. How fair is that? And I paid into the system, baby. I fought for this country. I gave to this country, honey. I gave my life for this country. Okay? Now, I ain't dead and gone, but I gave them parts of my life, and I was even sick. I was even sick coming out of the military. So for them to sit there and tell me, no, we can't give you anything, but they'll go over here and get these people any and everything, and they haven't even paid into the system, not one nickel. So, yeah, I have to side with that man. I really do. I really, really have to side with him on that. Because if a person has never paid into the system and they get the whole buffet and you've worked and paid into the system and you done did what you had to do and you done paid it and they tell you no. How dare? That's a slap in your face. So yeah, I agree with him on that. Section 8 housing as well. Housing, these people come over here, they get all these brand new apartments and housing and all this stuff, and they just come over here. They ain't even supposed to be here. They don't have an ID or nothing. But I have an ID. I have all of my credentials, everything to show that I was born, bred, and fed here, honey. But we can't give it to you. You need to be on a wait list. How dare? Wait list for who? Hell, I wasn't waiting when I went over there overseas in the war. I wasn't waiting. Y'all wasn't having me wait then. Wait list? What the hell going on here? So, although he's not the candidate that I wanted, but I understand what he's doing. I understand. Now that leads me into another conversation. Now that we are where we are today and this president is making all these changes, this is not the time to mess up with your people. Oh, baby, this ain't it. This ain't that. This is not the time to mess up with your people. Because, baby, if you got a mother or a father who their life is situated and they live a pretty nice life and they have room to bring you in just in case something happens to you, the last thing you want to do is burn that bridge with that parent. I'm going to suggest you shut up and go sit down. Because, baby, you don't know when you're going to need your mama and your daddy. You don't know. Or their auntie, or their uncle, or their cousin. And see, when you burn bridges with family members who had your back, talking crazy, tearing up their stuff, stealing and lying and all of that type of stuff, just being disrespectful, I promise you, it's going to be a time where you're going to need them again. Especially in this time where Trump is in office, baby, honey. You know how many people are out of jobs right now because the Department of Education is gone? Do you know how many federal workers he's put out of work right now? This ain't the time to be burning bridges with people. It's just not the time. Baby, if you got somebody on your team and they got their stuff together, baby, and you know that if it wasn't for this right, I don't know where I would be, don't burn that bridge. And it's a lot of these young people who think, oh, it's not going to happen to me. Oh, I can go around here talking crazy to my parents, to my auntie, my uncle, my grandma. I can go on here and my granddad. I can talk to them any kind of way. And it's going to be good because I'm young and this and that and the third. Okay. This is a time where we need to come up with plans and strategies to pool our monies together. So when one person do fall, we can bring them in. When somebody else fall, we can bring them in. But if people go around here burning bridges with the people who got it, Honey, let the tower fall. Let the chips fall where they may. And see, that's how people get stuck with partners that they really don't want to be with, because they burn bridges with their families. That's how you get stuck with people that you don't want to be around, because you burn bridges with your family members and close friends. You don't burn so many bridges to where, that's just like, let me give you an example. If somebody comes into my house mad at me, and they come to my house and behind my back, let me give you an example, destroy all of my dishes in my cabinet. And let's just say this is a family member. Do you really think I'm going to let that family member back up in my house when they fall on hard times? Ask yourself that question. Would you let that family member back up in your house, you know, when they fall on hard times after they just got through tearing up your stuff? In your house. And you got to remember, your home is a place where it's your sanctuary. Your home is a place where you feel safe. And you got this person who comes into your home and tear up your things. Okay, let me go ahead and push the envelope a little bit more. If you have a family member or a friend that come into your home and y'all get into a disagreement, and for example, you leave and they go in your bedroom and trash your bedroom because they mad. Do you really think that when that family member or close friend fall on hard times, do you think you're going to let them back up in your house? Because you got to think your bedroom is really your sanctuary then, because that's where you got to lay your head. That's where you shower. That's where you get comfortable. That's where you're most vulnerable, is in your bedroom. Do you really think you're going to let that person right back up in your house who tore up where you feel the most safe that in your house, where you feel the most safe in your home? Will you let them do that? I ain't. So this is why I say people need to watch what they do, because especially in these times that we're in now, Trump is making a lot of changes in this administration and in this country, and people are going to start falling on hard times that they thought, oh, it's easy. I got it easy. Oh, I'm chilling. I'm getting all these food stamps. I'm getting all this housing. Yeah, and then when they find out, oh, okay, it ain't like it used to be. But their mindset is still set on being lazy, because that's all they know, is to be lazy. And then when it comes time, okay, they got to leave housing. They don't have any food stamps. This, that, and the third, whatever it may be, here they come to your home. But this is the same one who's burned all them bridges. They then tore up your house, tore up your car, talked about you behind your back, stole your money. Do you really think you're going to let them in your house? That's why we cannot. This ain't the time to burn bridges with people. This is the time where you need to really get with your people. Have a plan to pool your money together just in case something happens. Well, y'all, that was my commentary for the day. What say you, though? What say you? Drop down in the comments and holler at me. I do read the comments. So, I love you all. Gratitude, Ashe. Namaste.